there, William Gill here, and I'm with the director, producer of the movie Oath. Daniel, why did you want to make this film?
Mostly because I was thinking about the teenagers, people who will be the adults of tomorrow, and I had noticed that many teens were left a little bit unattended. Their souls, their heart were not given a noble ideal, a Christian ideal for life, something helping them to live life as an adventure with a great amount of morality and spirituality, Christian spirituality. And I also wanted to make it appealing, meaning put into a film where there would be suspense, adventure, that people half asleep at night at 10 p.m. would watch because it's fun to watch. And so I was more sure that this message that is Christian, that is also taking the Scout law that we are integrating organically. I wanted that to be really loved because it was a suspenseful adventure film.
Yes, amazing.
But now I have to return the question to you. You are one of those human angels on the road of me, traveling producer, and suddenly you appeared as I was showing a previous film and you said, I really love this project.
When I heard about this, I had to go meet Daniel, so I drove all the way to Lafayette, went and met him, we had dinner, and we became the Motley Crew. We hang out together and do great things.
Yeah.
And I feel we need good Christian movies that are well made. A lot of times I hear people say, well, you know, Christian films, they're not good. You're right, because the Christians don't want to give us any money to help us fund these films. So that's why we ask them for funding. You know, if you want good films that cost a lot of money, so if y'all can help us out anyway, I would appreciate it. But this movie is close to my heart, being a scout when I was younger. I felt the scout law helped me through my whole life, you know, and I still live by those rules even as an adult, even though I'm only 55 years young. I still live by them rules, Daniel. And you got some great people here. We didn't introduce them yet.
Yep, we have Elise Mary, and you've been a surprise. You did not really want to act. You saw that we could not find somebody that had some French accent. Even though you're American, you speak French so well that you can't even think of having a French accent even when you speak English. What did you discover that was exciting?
Well, it's true. I never imagined I would ever be acting in a film, but it was such great fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to step out of yourself and imagine a different world and try to make it real and get that across to an audience that you can't see. It was amazing. I've always thought that film is such a high art form. There's so many people and so many expertise involved, and it was really magical to be a part of that.
Yeah. And what was the highest challenge for you?
Well, I'm not very good at remembering lines. And working with young children can sometimes be difficult too.
Difficult to control, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
But challenging. I guess it's kind of long hours to do a short scene, but it's just fun. You barely can tell the time's passing so fast.
Well, thank you for being with us. We will go a long way. And we do have you, Richard Zering. You've been an actor on Captain Marvel. What do we call your role in Captain Marvel?
Tom the neighbor.
Tom the neighbor.
Yeah, kind of a nosy neighbor. They were looking for someone with a good Cajun accent. So.
We also played in NCIS, New Orleans.
Yes, I had the episode in NCIS New Orleans, and that was either the first or second season of that, and done other things too, different movies and TV shows, you know, so been fortunate, been blessed.
Thank you. This is another little miracle to have you with us. Why did you want to join us?
Well, after I met you, and then I got to see your work, just like William did with Hidden Rebellion, and I was just blown away by that docu-film. And then when you told me about this movie, and I began reading the script and saw that it was, it matched your values and your morals, and it's a Christian film. It's a family-friendly film. It's a very good film, very good story, and the thing I like about it is that it's it has all the ingredients of a good film. It has the adventure, it has the intrigue, the drama, comedic parts to it also, and being invited to watch you film one day in Vacherie on the set, and seeing Elise and others, and it was just remarkable for me to see the quality of the work being done and the way it was shot and all. And I like the fact that there's the French connection, the South Louisiana and France is filmed in both places, and being a South Louisiana born and raised, I love that connection, and we just really wish you would come out and support the film and financially help support this film. It's a worthy project, truly worthy.
And I may, by the way, I had forgotten to ask Elise about. Besides your personal experience as an actress, motivated, we're all Christian believers and practicing Christians and Catholics. You are a mother of 3 children, and you have some vision about what you want them to watch or not. Does this fit more your screening and filters about what you wish your children to watch?
Yes, there's so little out there that is morally responsible to let our children see, and it's even Disney films sometimes don't meet the mark, and so I think we need more people who are courageous, that will go out on a limb and make a film that really speaks to the values that we hope that we're transmitting to our children that seem to be so lost in our culture. I mean, sometimes you see what's going on in the world and you think, how can any child have a good moral compass nowadays? So this is my small contribution to my children in the future.
This is a contribution time. Richard is contributing, William is contributing, you will hopefully contribute. We are not hesitant anymore. I've been pushed by William, who has more of a business realistic view, as I'm more the author, and he says you have to ask for the moon, you have to ask a lot, because this is a very costly media. We know there are people who have means. We know the poor widow and the rich giver, and we all do that in proportion to what we can do. And I'm very thankful. Each time a benefactor gave, I pray for him and or her and his family on the spot. This is a community work.
And if I can add something to that, I was also a Boy Scout, and it was a Catholic priest who started our scout troop, because his name was Father LaPierre, and Father LaPierre had polio when he was a boy, so he never got to participate, and he wanted to make sure that us boys in the church parish back in the 1960s would have a way to do things outdoors and stuff and all. So he brought in the Boy Scouts. So that it's kind of, that's one of the things that means something to me with this film also.
Also, Elise, when we saw you acting, that was the first time, I repeat it, we were noticing the attention, the motherly attention you had for the little girl and the little boy. How did you succeed to be really yourself?
Well, it probably helps being the mother of 3 small kids, one of whom has special needs. I don't know. I guess those kids made me come alive on set. They were adorable. They acted. They remind me a lot of my 3, and it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to work with them. It made me forget what was going on, the cameras around, and all the newness of being on film. It was written well. It was written without all the distractions of everyday life. I guess that's what film does. It takes something that can be so mundane and makes it ideal. And so we didn't have all these distractions that we have nowadays. It was just me and the child in the moment on film. And it was a beautiful moment.
And we had Richard, a seasoned actor, who gave us the last seconds good advice, right? I remember you were telling us, be receptive and reacting to what you just heard and saw. I guess that's what was happening with the children.
When you boil down acting, it's all it is listening and then reacting. You know, that's it in a nutshell. You have all the technical stuff behind it all, but that's truly what it is. Just like we're conversing here, you know, and that's you know, that's what's being done on film. And you know, you have the advantage of having the script and knowing what someone's going to say, but when you're in the scene, you have to hear it for the first time.
I want to repeat with sincerity that this is for the good of those children who will be adults tomorrow and who will make the world, society, our countries, our contribution to the church. It's for their souls. We do not care about, in that film, about having a great athletic accomplishment or financial accomplishment, but characters accomplishment. This can be your film. Contribute massively if you can. We totally need massive means, and we shall do beautiful things for children and for all the world and society around us. Be sure of that.
Now, Danny wants to know why I want to support the production. And here's the reason why is I have kids and I have grandkids coming up, and I need to have produced good films for my family to watch. I do all kind of music videos, I do all kind of productions, and this here is one that I'm getting behind, and I'm going to push it really hard. I'm in really deep as far as my finances. Daniel's given up everything he had. He sold his house in Birmingham. He had a great job at EWTN for 18 years as a producer. He sold everything and moved here to do this film. I'm really far behind him as far as money goes, but I put a lot into this production myself. Pretty much all the cameras here we bought for the production, all the equipment, the lights, I bought all this to try to save money, not to have to rent all this stuff. Just the one camera is it's $1,000 a day. Sound producer, $300 a day, and then we got to have editing. We got script supervisor. Therefore, that's why I'm asking for $500,000. But that should pretty much take care of our whole production. And I really think that God has us in a certain space in our life at a certain time, and He's calling for you to help out with this project.